Yes, people, what's happening? Nice one for coming back to the Fuse UK. It's much appreciated as always. We're back again with more BKFC 37 post-fight interviews. And tonight we've got Mason Shaw. What's happening, my mate? You good?
How's it going, buddy? All good?
Yeah, I'm all good, Mason. Thank you. How's yourself, bro?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. All good.
Crushed you, mate. How are you feeling after the fight? Do you feel like you...
Yeah, it's been good. Been fairly relaxed and that, to be fair, afterwards. Not to say it was a walk in the park, but I come out of it fairly unscathed. So, yeah, it was a good performance.
Yeah, crushed you. And how would you say the build-up to this fight was? Would you say you had a good camp in that?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Lee, so it was a bit of a tricky one. I wasn't too sure what to expect or how he was going to come out. So I kind of just went in there to box and kind of see what he had to bring, really.
Yeah, because I suppose the only fight footage that you could watch of him was the Newcastle Shaw BKFC, I'm presuming.
2 seconds, buddy. I can't hear you very well. One second.
No worries, yeah.
Sorry, mate.
It's all right, mate. No worries at all. Can you hear me all right now?
Yeah, that's what. Sorry, buddy, about that.
It's all right. Is that better now, yeah?
Yeah, that's a lot better, mate. That's a lot better.
Sweet, sweet. And when you come face to face with Lee, was he as big as what you thought he was going to be?
I didn't see as much height difference as what I thought there would be. I know he is 6'5". It's a bit different when you're face to face with someone, but he is tall. He's very rangy. It was kind of what I expected, really.
Yeah, and as I was saying just before I cut off there, like I'm presuming the only fight footage you've seen of him was the BKFC Newcastle show, because I don't think he's competed much, has he? He just trains.
Yeah, that was literally it, mate. I think it was about I don't know. I seen a highlight of him beating Billy Hawthorne, but it's hard to go off stuff like that. You know what I mean? There weren't really anything thrown back. You could see he had good attributes and good speed and stuff, but other than that, really, there weren't a lot to take from it.
Yeah, and what was your game plan going into this fight?
Just box. I know I'm a fairly slick boxer. Even with taller, rangier people, I'm kind of used to it. I have been over the years fighting taller people. It's not really fazed me, to be honest. So I wanted to see what he had to bring, how much he was going to try to push the pace. And I kind of feel the more he would have tried, the more he would have kind of got hit on the night, and the better performance I would have had, to be honest.
Yeah, so I take you were like very confident going into this fight with the experience you've got in bare knuckle.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like everything's sort of coming together the last few fights, and the age I'm at now, I feel like I'm coming into my prime. So yeah, I'm kind of ready for anyone. I don't think it would have made much difference who was in front of me. I feel like the better fighter, the better performance I would have had.
Yeah, and how many fights is it you've had now, Mason? Because I've been watching
I think
bare knuckle for ages.
I think that's 11 bare knuckle now. I think, or it might be 12. I think it might have been my 12th for the BKFC one.
Yeah, that's class.
So yeah, quite a few.
What did you think of the whole BKFC production? Like the American theme, the announcer, the cameras?
Yeah, man, I loved it from start to finish, to be honest with you. Even little things like all the contracts and stuff like that, it seems so much more professional from like the word go. I thought the venue was good, crowd was good, like good atmosphere. I like fighting in the circle ring. I like the box. I like to move. So that was something different. I enjoyed that. I just feel like the promotion as a whole, to be honest, is, well, yeah, it's top tier.
What did you think of the bars round the ring? Because some fighters don't know and they go straight in there, the ropes, and they just smash the head off them.
See, it was lucky I said to Bakewell when we did the ceremonial weigh-ins, I was like, is it all right to jump in there, have a little look round? And I went in there, I went to walk through the ropes, and I thought, fuck me, what's going on here, for a split second? Because they are rock solid, aren't they?
Yeah, like
I thought a few of the lads might have struggled getting through them, but yeah, it was all right. No, yeah, it wasn't too bad. I didn't end up on them too much, so yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, Christian, how do you find the BKFC rule set where you can hit in the clinch and things like that?
For me, I'm not really a massive inside kind of dog it out fighter. I did little bits leading up to this because I knew you're allowed to do it. It's hard really. It's not really my sort of thing, but I'm happy to get stuck in and mix it up in there if I need be.
Yeah, and going into this fight with Lee in round one, was he what you expected him to be? Because he was quite pressuring in the fight, wasn't
He was pressuring coming forward, but I was kind of expecting him to maybe a little bit more aggressive, to be honest.
he?
So
Yeah,
it was a bit. I don't know. I was expecting a bit more of a firefight in the first round. I think he was trying to come in. I caught him with a couple of shots, and I think that was enough to make him think, I can't just walk through this kid. You know what I mean? So I think fair play to him though for taking it with the experience he's got. He's definitely got good attributes, and he
yeah,
can punch. That's for sure. Yeah, fair play to him for taking it. But I feel like my boxing levels, I don't really get a lot of credit for it. So I kind of showed a bit of slickness in there. But watching the fight back as well, now I'm kicking myself in places, thinking I should have done this, could have done more here. So I've been quite critical on myself as well.
Yeah, like you said there, fair play to Lee, because I know a lot of people were saying like it was an hard fight for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's tough man, big guy as well.
Yeah, he's massive. And are your plans just to stay loyal to the BKFC now? Like, are you signed to win for like a free fight deal or something?
I can't remember what it is, the actual deal I've signed. I know that don't sound great. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a long-term thing I've got lined up with him. I know we're in talks about Newcastle in November, so I'll be looking forward to that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all long-term. I'm here to stay. I'd love to get over to the States and fight some American guys. You know what I mean? That would be a dream come true. So yeah, I'm gonna keep chipping away, and hopefully I'll get that call.
Yeah, and it was like the superstars and that are turning over to it. Now it's just grown massively. It must be like amazing to be a part of it all.
Yeah, definitely. It's been good to watch. Not to have a dig at any of those guys though. I think a lot of the MMA guys would struggle with a lot of us English boxers over here. I believe we've got a better boxing pedigree than what they've got in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd like to show that, to be honest. A lot of them like to brawl and swing it. I'd like to bring a little bit of both, a bit of clinical punching, counter punching, slick boxing. I think we'll give them a hard time.
Yeah, and I take it you've been watching the BKFC UK shows and that, and the active fighters for it. Is there any fights in your weight that tickles your fancies to have in the future?
Absolutely anybody, to be honest. I said the same thing to Bakewell. Like I really don't mind. I've been fighting anyone and everyone from the word go. Since I started bare knuckle, since I started fighting, really. So obviously the bigger names the better for me, to be honest. I think there might be talk. I don't know how much I can say on there, to be honest. I know there's talks of a couple people, but yeah, I'll fight anyone.
And would you say you're more hungrier than ever in your bare knuckle career now you've signed with the BKFC?
For sure. Like I say, it feels a lot more serious. There's a lot more on the line. I myself, I'm a lot more ready than I was before. Like I said, I feel like I've grown into the weight I am. I'm feeling good, coming into my prime. So everything's kind of falling into place, I believe.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And did you watch the BKFC 37 show back? What you thought, and was it what other fights?
I've watched quite a few of the fights back. Yeah, there's some cracking fights on there. I've watched a fair few of them back.
Yeah, it was what proper wars. Nearly every fight, 90% of the fights, it was like 2-0 quality.
Yeah,
man.
it was good. It was good. It was like I said, different for me from used to being in with BKB at the O2 as well. That kind of, it gets a bit stale after a while. So it was nice to have a different look on things and the atmosphere and, well, just the level of fights in general. I thought it was cracking from start to finish.
Yeah, is there much difference in the space in the ring with the BKB ring and the BKFC?
The ring's a lot bigger. BKFC ring's a lot bigger. I think the BKB ring's tiny, to be honest. I think they like you to stay close fight, which works out for some people. Some people it don't. But yeah, I think there's a fair bit more space.
Yeah, Cushy. And where can people follow you on social media and that?
Well, Facebook is just Mason Shaw, and on Instagram, Smiley _ at BKFC.
Cushy, mate. Make sure you go over there, people, and give Mason a follow. I'll put all that in the description so you can just click the links and head over there and give him a follow.
Top man, buddy. Appreciate that.
But before we wrap it up, Mason, is there any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give a big up to, bro?
I'd like to shout out Matt Pitt at Tomahawk Doors. He's been like my #1 sponsor from the word go, really. He's got a bit of like a managerial role with what I do. He helps me in my corner, get me ready for camp, just takes a whole load of stress off my shoulders, to be honest. So it's good to have people like that. I've got my own boxing club in Somerset as well, Bridgewater, Somerset. So I'd like to thank all the guys at BMA, boxing martial arts, yeah. And that's about it for this one, really.
Cushy, mate. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, Mason, and I'll stay in contact with you, mate. And closer to the next fight or whenever you want to jump back on, mate, we'll do it again, bro.
Yeah, top man, buddy. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much, Mason, mate. Enjoy the rest of your evening, mate.
And you, pal. Take care.
Ta-ra, bro. Bye. Yes, people. Nice one for tuning in there. Mason Shaw, absolute veteran in the bare-knuckle game. Going to make waves, in my opinion, in the BKFC too. Always been a fan of his. Good boxer and game's a badger. Always comes to fight. So I'm going to put all his links in the description for his social medias. Make sure you go over there, follow his career and support these lads in doing what they're doing. But I'm back on again in 20 minutes with Ben Bonner. So make sure you tune in then. Thank you very much, people. Make sure you stay tuned for 8:30.